At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. I welcome y'all to the first episode of God Talk. Somebody let me know if y'all can hear me out there, man. What's up, brothers? Bet. Appreciate that, Oscar. Yeah, welcome to the first episode of God Talk. I look forward to several sessions of chopping it up with you brothers and sisters. You know, I was just thinking the other day, right? And I can clearly remember 2019, right? I can clearly remember when things started changing. You know, toward the end of 2019, I can remember when people started slowly becoming more aware of what was taking place in the world, right? You know, I would get on Instagram, I would get on, certain platforms, and I would hear people or see people making comments about like this awakening that was coming, right? It was almost like the masses were saying, "Hey, you know what? Like it's time." Like kind of almost like a Noah's Ark type scenario. It was almost like everyone was becoming aware that there was a mass movement to just a higher level of understanding, to a higher level of consciousness, right? And that's where everything was going. And then when 2020 hit, it was like boom, right? It just hit everybody. We lost a handful of great people. You know, we started off, I believe, with Kobe and a few other people. You know, 2020, you know, a lot of politicians were wilding out, were saying things online. It was just a wild time. And then we all know that 1-9 hit, and that just changed the ball game. And when that 1-9 hit, it was almost like it went back to what everybody was talking about in 2019, because that's when you can start seeing the great divide. You know what I'm saying? That's where you can see the way, everybody moved. Everybody was talking a certain way, but when trauma hit, when chaos hit, you could literally see how everybody was moving. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the great divide. You know, you had some people that were scrambling around, and then you had some people that were still standing on their square amidst the chaos, right? You know what I'm saying? But then when 2021 hit, fast forward to the day, it's almost like you can see the great divide happening more and more. You have some people that are, again, standing on their square and moving up in life, and then you have some people that are still, it seems like they're going into a deeper sleep. You know what I'm saying? So going back to the Noah's Ark scenario, my question today is, do you think, the ship has sailed already? In other words, do you think that the masses of people that are coming to this conscious awakening, has that ship sailed, for one, right? And my second question is, what do you think is keeping the majority of people asleep? Let's talk about it.
First of all, the greatest thing on the planet is the knowledge of self, and basically the knowledge of the universe. For the mere fact that you are even interested in this, or remotely interested in this at this particular time when shit is going on crazy out here, it means that you are the special evolved beings. Stop thinking like a human. You got to start thinking as a God. G-O-D, generator, operator, and destroyer. Is it not written in your law that ye are God? John chapter 10, verse 34, 35. What is the whole of is that the actual gods do not realize they're God.
Now, one of the main reasons why I think there is a divide, of course, because there are people asleep. But my thing is, I feel like the whole world has become a drug. You know what I'm saying? I mean, every single thing is a drug now. I mean, we can look at television, it's a drug. We can look at all forms of social media, it's a drug. YouTube is a drug. Our places of religious worship or a drug. But I think the most effective drug that's affecting us as men right now is of course it's women. Yeah, brother said materialism. Materialism is definitely a drug. I think that I think that if we start to just find ourselves as brothers, all these things will just handle themselves, right? But like I said, I think that women is going to be the most chaotic drug for us right now, man, because it's so in our face. You have no idea how many brothers I talk to that have hub addictions, that have addictions with women that they know aren't good for them. And I talked about that in Beautiful Face of Evil, guys. I'm telling you that there is a spiritual warfare that's taking place that most guys are interacting with, but they have no idea that is taking place. You know what I'm saying? I think about I think about the time that we spend in pursuing women. Appreciate that, man. Superpower. I appreciate the time that we spend pursuing women. And I think about the book Outwitting the Devil when it says that, if man could just control his sexual appetite, he would never find himself in poverty. And I'm telling you, brother, when I first read that, man, I had to sit that book down for a minute because I said, if it's that powerful, what's affecting our financial, our wealth building situation, I said, man, that must mean that it's taking everything and putting it out of whack. You know what I'm saying? It said that a man can control his sexual appetite, he would never know poverty. And the first thing I talk about when brothers come to me and they talk about the hub, I simply explain what that addiction is. You know what I'm saying? What brothers don't understand is when it comes to our attraction to a woman, it's natural. It's natural. But I'm telling you, I love thick thighs and sexy nails, and I love all this stuff just like the next man. But now I'm understanding what part of myself is tapping into. It's simply tapping into the lower version of myself. And we have to understand that. Because if we don't, I'm telling you, women are going to be a distraction. Women are going to be the thing that's quickly knocking us off track. You know what I'm saying? So we have to get up. And the thing is this, guys. We can easily get online and talk about the good women, the bad women. I can easily talk about the 5% and 95% women. But at this point, it's not even about the women. It's about us. You know what I'm saying? But because if we're on our square, then we don't have to worry about what kind of women we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? We're only going to be dealing with a certain type of women if we're right. I'm telling you this, man. I'm telling you, when I used to make content all the time, every day about the women ain't this and blah, 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 and women leave them alone. Brother, that was my world. That was my world. That's why I talked about that. That was my world. And once I understood that, hey, I'm bringing this world to me, I left it alone. Now I'm telling you, brother, even women that I just interact with on a friendly level are 95%ers. I have no time. I have no smoke, no nothing for the 95% women. And I'm telling you, that's what keeps me on my square. But again, just us knowing how women, how we're supposed to interact with women is going to keep us in place, guys. And the thing is this, when it comes to sexual energy, I'm still understanding that most guys aren't understanding what's taking place. Like most guys have no clue that our sexual energy is creative energy. Tell me this. Appreciate that, John. How many times have you been with a woman, right? Whether y'all was just, dating for a few weeks, a few months, or whether y'all were in a whole relationship. How many times have you been with a woman and as soon as you got in her life started expanding? You know what I'm saying? In other words, as soon as you got in her life, her life started taking off. She started opening her business. Her money started getting right. She started getting this glow. You know what I'm saying? That's natural. You have to understand, guys, that when you get with the woman, when you lay with the woman, you're literally giving a woman your power. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, if you're unaware of that, it can quickly become a drug because you can quickly become used to that feeling and not understanding what's taking place. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that, Ricardo. So we have to understand, man, that women are going to be our greatest drug, right? Now, the thing is this, we always think about, when we think about the drug addict, we easily go to, the lady heroines of the world. We easily go to the crackheads. We easily go to those that abuse alcohol and any other drug. But we have to understand that all these vices in the world are just as addictive, right? And I'm learning now, well, in the recent years, that one of the most addictive drugs in our community is the church. I'm telling you, one of the most addictive drugs in our community is hands down the church and religion. Now, I'm not anti-religion. I love religion. Matter of fact, I can easily go to any service. I can go to Juma on Fridays. Shout out to those that are celebrating Ramadan. I can go to Mass. I can go to just regular Southern Baptist church. I can go to anything, because what I do when I go, I take the common denominator of what resonates with everything, and I just apply that, and I listen to that, and I just don't take what I don't need. But this is what I'm noticing, man. I'm noticing that some of our preachers are some of the biggest dope dealers, dope pushers on the planet. And I'm saying that people have fun. And the thing is this, I'm not even referring to the preachers that are mega churches. I'm not even talking about the ones that are buying jets and mansions and private islands. I'm not even talking about them, because in my opinion, if you have a following of several thousand members coming into a building plus millions online, then money is coming in. And what do people expect for you to do but to spend money, right? So I'm not talking about the ones with the mega churches, right? And to be honest, I'm not even talking about the ones that the preachers that are doing wrong. You preachers, and they're saying, you look on the news, you look on the net, and they're saying, oh, well, Pastor so and so was messing with one of the trustee ladies, and now he caught up. Is that right? No, it ain't right at all. And if you're going to be a minister, you should be standing, on your square and living right? But I'm not even talking about them right now. This is what bothers me when it comes to the church. I am sick and tired of seeing preachers get on a pulpit and only regurgitate what they've heard, whether it's what they heard in the pulpit, whether it's what they heard growing up, because that's not a preacher. When you do that, all you're doing is selling people drugs, man. And I'm telling you, people are addicted. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing how people talk, how people move. They're addicted. You can have some pastors that can have a church, and they can have members come to that church and can be a member of that church for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Those people can come to that church and have an issue, and 20 years, 30 years later, they're having that same issue. If that's the case, you're just up there, getting people fired up every Sunday instead of teaching somebody. It makes absolutely no sense for you to go to any kind of establishment, any religion, and after a year, 2 years, 10 years, 5, whatever, you're still in the exact same place. Hell, I don't even want you to watch this channel if you're not growing from it, because it's not. I'm just selling you drugs. I'm not teaching you nothing. Again, most preachers are simply selling drugs out of the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? And most of our people are addicted to it. And that's a lot of the reasons why we are where we are right now. That's a lot of the reasons why a lot of people miss the boat. You know what I'm saying? Because they fear thinking outside the box. People fear thinking outside the box. And a lot of times, churches have taught us that. You know what I trip out on, man? This is what I trip out on. I remember when I used to go to church, one thing that I couldn't understand why I would go to church. Let me get a sip. I couldn't understand why I would go to church and sit there and listen to a sermon about hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting in church and we learn about hell. And in my mind, even as a kid, I'm looking around like, In my mind, I'm thinking, give me a show of hands. Anybody want to go to hell? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why are we talking about hell if that's not what we plan on going? It's like I only want to talk about the good things. I only want to talk about higher level. I only want to talk about higher levels of consciousness. What am I talking about hell for? It goes back to the same reason on why I stopped talking about the 95% women. It's like if I'm talking about the Jezebels every day, then I have no choice but to have a world full of Jezebels around me. I wish I could get my brothers to talk to understand that. And I'm not shooting a content creator. I love all my brothers that create certain content, because when brothers come into this manosphere, when brothers are going through a divorce, when brothers are getting robbed in court, whatever, when a brother just getting cheated on, he needs to be in a circle of men. He needs to be in a circle of men that are talking about that. I talked about it in the video. I talked about it in the video. I said Red Pill University, right? All those areas of discussion are needed. But the thing is, men can't stay there. You have to understand that at some point, guys, you got to come out of that. You got to come out of that. This is what's a trip, and I don't want to talk about the women issue too much longer. But this is what I understand. Out of my clients that call me and we have my one-on-ones, the vast majority, well, I won't say the vast majority, a large percentage of the men that call me, the thing that they want to talk about is women. And I don't mind that, man. I love when guys call and we can kind of talk about women, female nature, and all this stuff. But what I notice is the women that call me, you want to know what they want to talk about? They want to talk about business. A lot of women call me and want to talk about starting a trucking business. I had a trucking business, straight path trucking, back in 2010 or so, whatever. And they'll call me and say, hey, how do you start a trucking business? Or how do you start certain businesses? How do you get your, your LLC? How do you get, all this kind of stuff? They want to talk about that. I rarely have women call me and say, you know what? My man is tripping. How do I, They call, but it's rare. And they're just showing me the shift. They're showing me the shift in the way men are working. Men are addicted to women. Men are addicted to women. And like I said, man, I love the fine, thick chocolate. I love those sisters just as much, if not more, than the next man. But the fact that I have my square in check, you know what I'm saying? The fact that I have my life in order, they fall where they're supposed to fall, man. So again, man, women are going to be our greatest drug, right? Behind that, church is going to be our greatest drug. And I'm telling you, my question is, I'm wondering if the boat has left. I'm wondering if this is life now, because, like I said, last year, there were massive people moving a certain way, but now all I'm seeing is people going deeper and deeper into sleep. You know what I'm saying? If you get on YouTube and you see two videos side by side, if one of them says how to get a woman on the first night, right? And the other one says how to get your money up, how to cure cancer, how to do this. 90% of the brothers are going to click on that first one, man. I'm telling you. Look at the stats. That shows us where we are as men. That shows us. And the thing is, I'm not coming down on men, because when I say men, I'm talking about, I'm a part of that. I'm a part of it. You think I didn't go through my hub stage? You think I didn't go through my stage of lusting through women? You know what I'm saying? There was a point in time where every time I went out, man, I was like, especially here in Dallas, come on, brother, man, there's some baddies here. It's some baddies here, man. And if you ain't in check, brother, you can't focus on nothing. Any of these big cities, you can't get out and about and focus if you ain't on your square, if your mind ain't right, man. So, brother, we have to get ourselves in order. We first have to understand that these things are addictions. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the super chats, man. I really appreciate it. I said, John Smith. Appreciate that, brother John. Brother Ricardo, peace and blessings. Brother Soul, peace, brother. Crystal 167. The world provides extreme temptations. Even the conscious individual has trouble resisting. One has to make the choice every day to push through with willpower alone. Men, stay strong. Love you, soul. Love you, sister. You dead right. You dead right. See, that's why I said a while ago, I don't even trip on when I heard about the preachers falling, I'm like, man, because see, I've seen preachers in action. My dad was a preacher, and I remember church letting out, and I remember seeing all these women flocking to him, man. So I understand the temptation of preachers. Like Crystal said, even a man that's living right, every single day he's fighting them temptations, man. So think about the brother that's unaware of it. Think about the brother that's watching the hub all day. Think about the brother that's on Instagram all day, watching these sticks on Instagram, watch some of these YouTube videos, these brother. If you unaware of it, man, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance, brother. That's why we have to have these conversations, man, because it's iron sharpening iron. For me to even get on here and act like I'm holier than thou, brother, I'm saying I'm in that population too, man. It's a struggle. It's a struggle for us all, brother. James Lenham, thanks for the super chat, brother. He says your content has helped us a lot, man. I sure appreciate that, man. I'm telling you, and just that comment alone, brother. I appreciate the super chat, man. Just that comment alone, man. It gives me fuel, man. It makes me want to get up and do more content, brother. So I appreciate that, brother James. I see your sister Shakira, Miss Griffin. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. East Texas. Bruce Saunders, super sticker. Appreciate that, brother. Ronnie Davis, I appreciate your knowledge, brother. I'm gonna leave a let me see. I'm gonna leave a quick link. If anybody want to get on, chat, bounce up. But again, we have to be. Oh, I didn't chat. We have to be aware, guys. We have to be aware. Even when it comes to television, social media, internet as a whole, we have to understand. Hold on one sec. Oh yeah, Ronnie Davis, appreciate that, brother. We have to understand that it's all a drug. We have to understand that it's all a drug. Think about this. Why do you think that the most popular or whatever television shows come on around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, right? Most people get home around 5:30, 6 o'clock. Why don't they come on then, right? And you might say, oh, well, it's because, people got to handle their business. They got to cook meals. They got kids. That's not the reason, right? In all actuality, if you look at it, the most popping time where people are online is between the hours of 11 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Look at the YouTube analytics. When people are at work between 11 and 6, the internet is jumping. Instagram is jumping. You know what I'm saying? All these formats are jumping. Why do you think they put the popular shows, the Powers and all this stuff, the Housewives, at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock? I'm telling you, I talk about this stuff all the time. I talk about taking your thoughts to the other world. The reason they put that at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, they want that to be your last thoughts before you go to bed. See, you can get online and you can talk about, I'm talking about y'all women. You can get online and you can talk about housewives. Oh, girl, I would never. Oh, you see how they move? You see how they do this? Oh, I would never do it. I can't. That's what you're saying. But then you look up and you look at your Instagram page and you say, dang, like I'm moving just like them. Like I'm acting just like them. I'm wearing my hair just like them. I'm talking and stepping and necking just like them. I'm running around sleeping with all these men. I'm doing the exact same thing they're doing, and I don't know why. Because during the daytime, I'm talking about them, but when I look at my stuff, I'm moving and acting just like them. It's because it's being planted in you. And the thing is, it's becoming your drug. It's becoming your drug, and you don't even know it. Let the internet shut down. Every time Instagram have a hookup, people are having fits. Let your show not come on. I'm telling you, man, you're addicted to this stuff. And the thing is, it's creating your world. It's creating your world. So I'm telling you, it's all about identifying that this world as a whole It's simply a drug. The other day when I made that video, I said society as a whole is whatever that word I was talking about. Every single thing. We have every single thing. But see, it comes down to us remembering why we're here, remembering what we are. And once we do that, then we can see the world for what it is. We can see that we're in this world, but we're not of it. And until you find self, until you go within, I'm telling you, brothers, it's going to be a hard thing to beat. It's going to be a hard thing to beat, especially with this internet, man. It's crazy because, and I like to point my own self out. It's crazy because sometimes I can be getting on the internet. I can go on the gram, and I said, man, brother shot me a DM about something. I said, let me go on there and see what he was talking about. And I can go on there, brother, and I'll look up, and it's 20 minutes later, and I'm watching some female gyrate, and I'm like, how the hell did I get here? And how the hell did I burn 30 minutes doing it? You know what I'm saying? So nobody's immune to it. Nobody's immune to it, man. Television shows, man. I'm telling you, I was watching. I can't think of the name of that brother. And I don't watch too much television, but I got into one sitcom, and I watched the first one because I saw the brother on the internet. He was I can't think of this guy's name. It's killing me. Anyway, so I watched one show and I watched the next one. Next thing I know, I was about 3 or 4 days. I was into the whole series. Nothing wrong with that. But what I noticed is my energy was different. You know, everything about me was different. My normal daily routine was different. You know, the women I entertained via text. Because I'm gonna lie, man. Some women text me, some women DM me. I'm like, man, what, like you don't want nothing. I was entertaining 95% women during that time, brother. And I looked up and I was like, what? I'm like, what am I doing different? I said, what am I doing different to make me move in such a low vibrational way? I said, you know what, man? I've been watching that show. And I'm not saying let's be all be anti-television. You know, I'm not saying that. I know for me, man, I limit it to what you know, what I can handle. You know, but everybody's poison is different. You know what I'm saying? Like some brothers. Like the other day, I talked about the video. I said, with a brother back in Tyler, man, he would hit the club with us, man. We could take flights, we can go overseas, whatever. He was down. But we say, man, let's hit the club, man. Let's hit I can't think of the name of that club in Tyler back in the day. Let's hit the spot. Let's hit the strip club. He'd be like, nah, brother, I'm good. That brother knew his poison. You know what I'm saying? He knew what his poison was, man. Everybody's poison different. So when I talk about television and power and all that stuff, man, those things are harmless to some people. It's harmless. So when I say that, some people be like, man, like, what are you talking about? But I'm telling you, it affects me. Just the way I'm made, it affects me. So I limit it, man. I limit it. Just like some women, some brothers have a problem with women. It doesn't affect me anymore, man. It doesn't affect me. And it's actually helped me, because now when a woman tries to come in my circle, she gotta come with some A game. She has to come with some A game, because I'm not entertained. The short shorts, yeah, the toes look good. The hair, you popping, girl, but it don't do nothing to me. It has zero effect. I'm telling you, bro. Real talk. And you can say I'm lame. You can say what you want. I can think a number of times while I've gone out and I'm just out chilling. Maybe I hit a club. And back in the days, hit a club or hit a restaurant. Meet some woman. Right. And I'm like, sister fine, man. And she got some convo, like let's chop. We talk on the phone. I'm saying, hey, you know what? I'm finna cook up some steaks, some shrimp. I'm finna hook it up. Once you shoot on over, man, let's chop. Let's watch a movie or whatever. Right. And she can come over here and be feeling her brother, straight feeling her brother. But after feeling her vibe, brother, I can be completely turned off. Real talk, brother. I've had women stay here sexy, that I had no interest in touching. I had no interest in giving my sexual energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, brothers, I'm telling you this. You have no idea. Maybe you don't. Maybe the thing is this. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just a certain amount of brothers that understand, or maybe just a certain amount of brothers that have this energy in them. But because once I understood what that energy was, once I saw me distributing that energy and losing it myself, I was like, man, no, can't nobody get this magic stick, brother. I'm telling you, man, this is gold, brother. It's gold. I know the energy I'm giving. And when I see a low vibrational woman, thick, fine, all that stuff. I'm talking about at the age of 40. I'm mature now. But I have no interest, man. You talking about WAP, man? WAP is the easiest thing on the planet to get, brothers. And the thing is this, I don't understand how brothers don't get it. When brothers be, calling out, I can't get, women. I'm like, how, man? I'm like, the thing is this, I'm like, once you find that higher self, brother, you're going to have to block women. So that's what I understand. See, brothers are going around every which way to try to get to the women, to try to get to the bag, to try to get to success. And I'm like, man, if brothers only knew that if they just find self, if they just get rid of all these worldly society drugs, man, that stuff is gonna come to you like candy, brother. Women, candy. Money, success, candy. But it took me years to understand that because I was trying to strong arm it. I was trying to have game with the women. I was trying to hustle, 23.5 hours out of the day doing nothing instead of being productive. But I couldn't see that until I found self. One sec, brothers. Alan Silva, appreciate that, Alan. Brother, can we talk about not using the term high value man or high value women? We don't decide who is high value. The universe does. This is my thing, man. I agree. The thing is, my thing is, I don't think a person can refer to themselves as high value. Let me take this off real quick, brother. Appreciate that super chat, brother Allen. See, I don't think a person can refer to them. That's almost like a person referring to themselves as the GOAT. And the thing is, what high value is to one person might be completely low value to another person. I always said that one man's 95% is another man's 5%. You know what I'm saying? I might see some brothers with some women. I'm like, man, she look kind of sketchy, but she might be a diamond to that brother. She might be holding that brother down. You know what I'm saying? So this whole high value thing, and I think it's kind of running out of hand now. I think it's running out of hand now. But yeah, I think that I think we need to pull back on that, man, because high value is in the eye of the beholder. One man's 5 is another man's 10. I'm telling you, man, I've dated some women, and it's all about people being comfortable with themselves, being competent in their own decisions. Because this is the thing, men and women, when most people date, most people don't date people that they really like, that they really feeling. Most people date people who they're friends, who they're coworkers, who their relatives and all that will date. Because and I've been there, that's how I know. Because when you stepping out, it's like, you know what? How is this person gonna look on my shoulder? You know what I'm saying? You saying is the donk right? Like, is she dressed right? What her hair look like? Do she got the weave? Is a natural hair? Is it in order to look right? And you can be feeling this sister, but you questioning her based on everybody else's thoughts. Women probably have it 10 times worse. Is he cut up, girl? Do we make 6 figures? Why she flipping burgers? Do we make 6 figures? Do he got the Benz? He got a house? It's like, do you like him? It's like this. It's like if you like the brother and you know who you are as a woman, then you know that when you pour your God energy into him, he's gonna elevate. So to say that a man has to have a certain thing for you to get with him, it's to say that you don't know who you are. It just don't make sense, man. It just don't make sense. I'm not saying that a woman don't want a man that's on his grind, that's doing it. But when you have these standards, like he got to make X amount of money, he got to do this. I'm going to tell you, when a brother gets that without a woman, it's going to be very hard for a woman to come in that circle. That's what women don't understand. Y'all want these already men already created. I'm telling you, when a brother hit that 6-figure mark, when a brother hit that 250 mark, you think some woman is going to be able to come up in there? Not happening, brothers. Not happening, sisters. But yeah, the whole high value thing is I believe it's ran its course. Or if not, it's close to it. Kenny P, appreciate the $9.99, brother. I really appreciate it. I see my frat brother in there. Square, Toast the Men. What's up, brother? Check out my brother's book, A Toast the Men. That brother's right there is on the square, and and you can see it in the way he moves. That boy moves in 90 degrees. Lisa Rose, what's up, sister? But yeah, it's all at this point in time, it's all about, hold on, I missed one. I missed a few things. Hold on one sec. Frito Gomez, keep teaching, brother, from the Netherlands. Much love, brothers, man. I appreciate the super chat. Lucky says this is therapeutic. I sure appreciate that, Lucky. So the thing is this. We talked about the drug. Right? We talked about that society as a whole can be a drug. And we talked about how everybody's vices is going to be different. You know what I'm saying? So some guys struggle with the women. Some guys struggle with the alcohol and these other things. Everybody's going to have their poison. Everybody's going to have their kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? Men and women, you're going to have your kryptonite. So, but you have to understand what it is. So how do you mitigate this whole situation? How do you fix this? How do you not become addicted to the drugs of this world? We must become our own drug. In other words, we must fall in love with self. Think about it. Once you fall in love with self, it's going to fix everything. Go back to the church. Go back to anybody putting a message out. Your favorite influencer, your favorite TikToker, your favorite Instagram model. Once you find knowledge of self, you're going to be able to see clean through anybody putting out any kind of knowledge. My thing is this. I love getting online and talking about certain things. But my thing is this. I try to be very transparent, because the last thing I want to do is get on here and talk about something that's not me. I talk about being blue pill. I talk about, craving women that wasn't worth a damn in my life, man. I talk about that because I want you to understand, when I'm talking about the 5% woman, when I'm talking about the kind of women that you should be pursuing, I'm telling you that because I've seen the other women. I talk about success. I talk about life hacks. I talk about meditating. I talk about all those things, but at the same time, I tell you about when I was sitting at home, pawning stuff to eat every day. I remember one day, brother, I had a Snicker bar and a Solo cup full of tap water. And that was the only meal I had that day, brother. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm so eager to show brothers how to move, man. My whole thing is this. My whole reason for creating content is simply to bridge that gap. Stuff that I learned from between 20 years old and 40 years old. There's no reason that a man today, in today's world of internet and YouTube, that a man should have to go through 20 years of what me and most of these brothers you see went through to understand what we know. There's no reason that at 25, every brother watching my channel should know what I know. That by 30, every single man should be, if he wants to, working for himself. Should have money in the bank. Should have college paid for his kids. It's all about bridging that gap. And to be honest, I feel like a lot of brothers that are talking on the internet, on YouTube, even though if their message goes against what I'm teaching, I really feel like the majority of them guys have the same idea. They're like, you know what, whether it's about women, whether it's about whatever, we're all just trying to bridge the gap. You know what I'm saying? That's how we're going to get ahead, man. But I'm getting off topic. We have to understand that these are a drug. But see, you have to understand that once you find self, once you see your creator, you're going to know if it's BS or not. Once you see that Instagram model posing and looking like she winning, you're going to be like, you know what? I have discernment. I see through the BS. You can get online all day and talk about you have 100 women and tell me how to get the women. I see through the BS. I see that you're still blue pill. You know what I'm saying? You can get online and tell me how you've made so much money, but I can see you still broke. You know what I'm saying? Discernment. That's what it's going to give you, man. It's going to give you the tool to overcome all those drugs, man. And when it comes to women, like I said, man, all the issues that we have as men, all the videos that we watch of women and female nature and all this stuff, brother, I'm telling you, it's going to fall away once you find self. It's going to fall away once you find self. My brother said, I'm going to make a video on this whole high value propaganda. Go follow my brother's Instagram page. Go follow him on IG, and definitely go buy this brother's book, man. We got to hook up soon, brother. Thanks, real OG. Thanks that appreciate that, Rasta the boss. It's my homie right here. Facts. Y'all hear me talk about my homie growing up back in the hood, Lane. That's my brother Lane right there, man. That's like my day one right there. I don't remember time not knowing that, brother. So appreciate you showing up, brother. But we have to find self, guys. And I'm not gonna go long, but once we find self, once we understand that this world as a whole is a drug, it's gonna fix everything. It's gonna fix everything, man. Oh damn, I'm missing super chat. Hold on a second. Fredo Spiritual Alpha. Appreciate that super chat, brother. Salute, brother. I appreciate you dropping them gems. I appreciate you chiming in, brother. Fredo, appreciate that super chat again, brother. Norton Williams, $10. Appreciate that super chat. This conversation was needed on high value. Been unplugged for a while. Great to hear you. Thanks for continue to let God use you. You know, this whole high value thing, and this is new. This is new. You know, here in the last couple of months when I started hearing it, it was like somebody said it blew up, and now everybody is high value. Again, it goes back to everybody trying to divide. Everybody is either on a spiritual level, going their own way, going south or going north, or as a society, we're trying to find ways to either put people way up there or put people way down there. It's all about separation. It's a tool to conquer and divide. I'm telling you, man, it's a tool to conquer and divide people. High value. I mean, come on, get off the gas, man. Just be the best version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, what does it mean that you got to have a Gucci belt? That you got to have a certain car? You got to live in a certain house? Does that make you high value? I mean, and I don't really, watch the content about it. I see it in a lot of titles, but I don't really watch a lot of it. But is that what we're saying high value is? Because I mean, it's subjective. Because you can get a woman can want a man that's high value and still not get what she's trying to get. For example, you can get a man that makes X amount of money, right? Whether you want a man to make $100,000. Okay, you get a man to make $100,000. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of guys that make $100,000 that got money in the bank, they're very tight. They're very tight. You see the shirt I got on? With this stuff, this shirt I got on, man, probably costs what, $7? All I wear are $7 shirts, Walmart shirts. You know what I'm saying? All I wear, I got a closet for the clothes. I only wear 2 or 3 pair of jeans, black t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any Gucci belts. I don't buy shoes. Could I have it? Of course. Of course. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so what's the point of being, this whole high value thing is really what women are saying is, I want a man that's finna spoil me or something. I don't know. Or a guy saying, I want to be considered in the upper echelon of men. Again, it goes back to knowledge of self. It's like, who cares? Who cares, man? It's like because once you put yourself in that situation where you like, now I have to put myself above my brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? It's like now it's saying a lot about you. I'm telling you, man, I can step in a room and I have friends, man, that make loan money. They make my money look like nothing. And when we get in these circles, man, it's like we're talking, we're chopping up, we're brothers. It's like, don't nobody care what you pull up in. Yeah, you got the B, you got the G-Way, you got your what? Yeah, okay, that's cool. It's dope. Or you can see the brother that pulls up in the 88 Honda. This brother is on everybody else's level. I only roll with guys that move like that. I don't even want to move with a man that says I'm high value and these other brothers aren't, because he's vibrating on something I'm not even on, man. I'm telling you, my circle is small. When my phone rings, I pretty much know who it is. Because my circle is so small, because I don't play those games. And the thing is, if I entertain men or women that move like that, then I'm gonna start moving like that. You know what I'm saying? If I watch television shows that people move like that, then I'm gonna start moving like that. The thing is this: when I move like that, me personally, when I moved like I had it all, brothers, I didn't have nothing. I didn't have nothing when I moved like that. I used to live downtown Dallas. If y'all familiar with Mercantile, I used to live at the top of the Mercantile building, 180 degrees of view of downtown skyline, right? I had the Benz in the garage, man. You know, I had my 40th birthday party, brother. We were wilding, but it looked like a music video. I went to my room that night on my 40th birthday, and I sit there and I said, man, I ain't got nothing, man. I said, I'm just stunting, brother. I didn't know self, man. Once I found self, and once I disconnected from all that stuff, I'm telling you, bro, I left that high-rise apartment. I left all that Benz behind, and I moved north. I said, man, I need to get to myself. I need to find myself, brother. Once I found myself, brother, I'm telling you, I started seeing different caliber of women. You know what I'm saying? I started seeing different levels of money. I put myself in a position where I could easily walk away from my job. I put myself where I could easily, you know, every time I go visit my mom, take her bags, take her Louis, take a Gucci, take a Coach, whatever she wants, man. I put myself in position because it's like I'm no longer competing with anybody. I'm telling you, brother, once you stop competing, once you find self, you're going to win. So going back to this whole high value thing, that's just a term used to take a brother off the square, man. Consider me what you want. Call me low, call me lame, call me cheap for wearing $5 shirts every day. I have no interest in doing other because I have nobody to impress. Hell, when I go on a date, same shirt. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just don't understand it, man. Give me one sec, brother. Michael G. What up, soul? This is my homie here, man. Y'all check his page out. This brother is doing some amazing work. He's putting a lot of stuff together. He's put music together that's deep. That's deep, man. So appreciate it, Mike. Down in Austin, man. He's doing big things. Me and Mike talk on a regular basis, man. This brother's young. This brother's, I think Mike's with 19, 20, somewhere, and heavy and deep, brother. This brother is light years ahead of where a lot of people are, man. So, and that's what I'm saying. It's all about bridging that gap. Because see, a lot of us, when we were 20 years old, it wasn't on YouTube. You know, if you wasn't going and looking at some Britannical encyclopedia, brother, you didn't know what was going on in the world, man. Now you got brothers that's 20 years old, 25 years old. They understanding how they need to move around women. They understanding how they need to move as far as their creativity and building their life, man. They're understanding it. Brother said, 510 Nats said, how do you find yourself? Good question. How do you find yourself? Let me ask you a question, brother or sister, brother Nats. Correct me if I'm wrong. How does the crack addict get off drugs, right? How does Lady Heroin get off heroin? How does the alcoholic quit abusing alcohol? They simply separate themselves from it. See, when brothers talk about, oh, well, I'm going no fap, or hey man, I'm going monk. See, you have a lot of people in the background saying, this brother is weak. This brother, why you doing that? Why? They don't understand that brother is trying to overcome something. You know what I'm saying? When you have sisters saying, hey man, I'm gonna get off the ground for a while. Like I've been showing cheeks, I've been showing this. Like I'm gonna get off the ground for a while. Like I'm attracting a certain caliber of men, but I'm seeing what I'm putting out there. Let me back up a little bit. Let me do something different. So to answer your question, brother or sister, the way you overcome or the way you find self is separate yourself from the thing that's keeping you from finding self. You know what I'm saying? Separate yourself from the drug. You know, when I go through my spells of not watching television, sometimes I go through spells of not watching or listening to certain rap music. And I love trap music, brother. I love old style. I still listen to Screw. But sometimes when I feel my vibration change, I say, hey, you know what? Let me leave that for the gym. Let me leave that for when I'm going to take a run around the block. And when I'm sitting there cruising around town, when I'm sitting there at home chilling or cleaning, let me put some classic on. Let me put some podcast on. Let me put some Bobby Hemmett or some Bob Proctor on. Some Les Brown. You know what I'm saying? Separate yourself from the source that's keeping you there, brother. And you'll find self. You find self in the silence. You find self in the silence. You know what I'm saying? Just like you have some people that when they walk in the house, the first thing they're going to do is get somebody on FaceTime or cut the television on or cut the radio on because they can't stand to be in the silence. Because once you get to the part where you have no background noise, brother, I'm telling you, your higher self is finna start talking to you. Your higher self is getting ready to talk to you. And I'm telling you, most people can't stand to hear that voice. That's why people have to be occupied all the time. You work from Monday through Friday. Some people putting in 14 plus hours at a job. You would think that on the weekends, sometimes you would just want to be still. Like, hey, man, you know what? I've been moving. I've been shucking and jiving for the boss. Let me be still for a minute. Nah, what do? Friday night, they club. Saturday night, they Coco Pellies. Sunday, they at the day party. Monday, they back at work. Why is this? They're addicted. They're simply addicted. They're simply addicted to society. There are very few people that can sit in silence. Very few people, because I'm telling you, yourself, I mean, your higher self, it's going to be talking to you. It's going to be talking to you. Oh, give me one second. Appreciate that super chat, brothers. On into you. Thanks a lot, brother. I really appreciate that, man. My cousin drives an American car. I'm telling you, man, this, and maybe it's an age thing. Maybe because I'm a little older, I see it a little different now. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I was in my 20s, I was stunned. I think I bought a house at 28 years old. Brother, I was stunned so hard. I was married at the time. I was stunned so hard, I had to extend my driveway to the side just to fit more whips in there. Motorcycles. I had the 96 Impala. I had the jacked up truck. I had the four-wheelers. I had the vet. I'm telling you, brother. So I know. So it's kind of hard for me to say that when I've scratched that itch. You know, but I'm telling brothers this so they can learn from it. I'm telling brothers this so they don't give away their wealth. You know, I used to always hear Jim Carrey say, or there was a post, rather. Let me get this right. There was a post, rather, of Jim Carrey. I don't know if it was a tweet. Jim said, I would like for everybody to find wealth just so they know it's not what they think it is. You know what I'm saying? Just so they know, you know, and I'm not sitting there saying I'm a wealthy man, but I've gotten myself to a level where I'm comfortable enough to say, you know what? Like, I can achieve no more happiness. Like however happy I can be in life, like I'm peaked out. I'm peaked out. Like you can put me in the hills of Calabasas. You can give me a fleet of Lambos. You can give me a private jet. I'm telling you, I will be no happier than I am right now. Because the thing is, I've taken my power back. You know, if I put my power in what I have in the garage, I'm already taking an L. Because as that thing depreciates, my power is going to depreciate with it. As my Louis belt depreciates, as my red bottoms depreciate, my power is going to depreciate with it. Now I got to go out and buy another one. Because to keep my energy high. I'm telling you, brother, the last car I bought me a new car. I bought me a new truck for my birthday last year, last July, right? The car I had before that was a 2014 Impala. I love that car. I hated the fact that I had to get rid of it. In my mind, I said, I'm going to push this car to the wheels fall off. Could I have gotten something else? Of course. When I went and got my new truck, I put half down. Like, okay, let's do that. But because I don't want to know. It's like I can't put my power in these things because I understand the end result of that. I understand it's always going to be an L. Now, let me be clear. Am I saying don't get nice things? Hold up. I appreciate that. A Jetta07. I appreciate the super chat. Thanks a lot. Am I saying we shouldn't have nice things? I'm not going to even front. I'm not going to even front like I don't have my eyes on that Corvette Z06 when it come out. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like if I get it when it comes out, whenever I get it, it is what it is. Like I can't put my power in those things. I know at some point in time I'm going to be moving and when I, in years to come, I'm going to be buying things, but you can't put your power in those things. That's where people fall off at. That's where people fall off at. And a lot of times people put their power in other people. A lot of times people put their power in other people. So now when this person wants to back out of your life, it's like, dang it. That when I talk about in the beautiful faces of evil, when I talk about, brother, a woman left me and I felt like I was empty. I was on fumes and didn't know why. I gave too much of my energy. I put too much of my energy in something that wasn't reciprocating. You know what I'm saying? It's all about energy at the end of the day, man. It's all about energy. It's all about energy. You know what I'm saying? Even when we talk about this whole high value thing, even when I'm gonna tell you this, bro. Even when it comes to a woman, at some point in time, brothers, I'm telling you what's gonna happen. Once you start finding self, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. You're gonna see women different. Not really see them different. You're gonna find yourself attracted to a different caliber of women. I mean, yeah, we're men. Of course, we want to see the don't. We want to see the. I mean, yeah, that stuff is natural. But at some point in time, that energy level is gonna have to match up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna have to be like, this is the thing, man. This is the thing when it comes to women and finding self. My Uncle Randolph, man, Gilmer, Texas, right? 903. When I was growing up, man, I had this uncle, and he's still alive. He loved cars back in the day, man. My Uncle Randolph, brother, he had 56 Chevy, he had Mustangs, he had the Ford, whatever, man. Cars, racing them. And when I was young, man, and I would go over there and I would say, dang, like this Mustang is cool. And I'm looking at the paint, I'm looking at the seats, I'm looking at the rims on it. And he was like, yeah, well, nephew, come look what's up under the hood. Like that's what I want you to see. And my uncle, man, he would get out on them country roads, man, and he would just blaze down that road. Come back, lift the hood up, and he'd be like, man, I got a spark plug or something that's missing. I'm like, dang, like he's so sensitive about this. He can tell when a spark plug is gone by. And that's how you have to look at women, right? At some point in time, brothers, once you find self, you will have no choice but to look at women different. You will have no choice but to look at what's up under the hood, right? Because this is the thing, man. My uncle will be like, I got 600 horsepower, but I can feel it pulling from me. You know what I'm saying? That's how we as men are going to operate. In other words, I can feel my connection to the source. I can feel this unlimited potential in my life. Like I feel like there's nothing I can't do. I feel like there's no amount of money that I can make if I wanted to. I feel like there's no type woman I can get. I feel like there's no type career I can enter into if I wanted to. There is nothing unachievable, right? But when a woman comes into my life now, she's going to do one or two things. She's either going to be more horsepower or she's going to be that loose spark plug, right? So all I got to do is keep my eyes on the prize, keep my eyes on the source. And the thing is, when a woman comes to my life now, yeah, she might be fine. Yes, the ass is on fleek. She doing this. She looking good. Look at her hair. Look at this. It's like, man, like that's good. That's gonna catch my eye. But after a minute, I gotta see what my horsepower doing. You know what I'm saying? Like either you boosting me or you that loose spark plug. And I'm telling you, I have no time. I have no space. I have no desire for any woman that's not adding horsepower. I will take a society 5 over society 10 if she's taken away from me. Hands down. And I'm telling you, I've done it, man. I've dated some beautiful women that were empty vessels, man. That were trophy wives. Who the hell want a trophy wife in 2021? Brother, if you're trying to get that bag, if you're trying to find self, if you're trying to find freedom, because that's all I'm about. You talk to me, yeah, we can talk about bad. We can talk about doing all these big things, but at the end of the day, it's not about what you get as a man. It's about, are you free? Are you free? You know, can you live how you want to live? Can you get online and say what you want to say? Or do you have to worry about repercussions from somebody else? It's all about freedom for me, man. But again, if a woman is in my life, man, and she's taking one iota of horsepower from me, it can't work. It can't work. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I might entertain it for a minute. We might go out and have drinks and chop it up. But brother, when I feel that horsepower lagging, brother, I gotta cut cord, man. And I'm telling you, that's how you brothers, you have to move. Not even you brothers, sisters, you have to move like that. People have to move like that. In 2021, the way the world is going, but this world is crazy. This world is mad, man. If you're not moving like that, because like I said, it comes back down to the great divide. It comes back down to the great divide. And it goes back to my question. Like, has the ship sailed? Like, if we're referring this to Noah's Ark, has that ship sailed? Like, you know, when the masses of people found this awakening, like, is that it for the masses, you know? Because I'm seeing people go down and down and down. I'm seeing the internet. I'm seeing Instagram women are showing more and more cheeks. Like, who needs the hub in 2021? Who needs the hub in 2021? With Facebook and Instagram, brother, I got my fix. Like, if I was ever in a position where I needed to get, you know, look at some skin, get on the gram. Get on the gram. Screw it, you know. I don't know. But finding self, man, is going to fix all that, man. I'm telling you, for years I tried to strong arm life. Even when I was reading certain materials, even when I was, you know, studying Neville Goddard, even when I was reading Napoleon Hill, even when I was reading, you know, some of these great books, you know, I was still trying to strong arm it. I was still in a position where I was going against self. And the reason behind that is because I didn't want to go into the silence. I couldn't go into the silence. Brother, when I was at the place what looked like my highest point in life, I was at my lowest. And it wasn't until I went into and just got by myself. An old schooler put me on game, and I talked about that when a while back when I said the brother that told me how to move, how to do my money, how to do this. He put me on game, and that's all I'm trying to do. Brother pulled me to the side at 40. It was a couple of it was not long after my 40th birthday. I had an aunt pass away, and an old schooler from my own church. He was at the funeral, and he I guess he had been seeing a couple of YouTube videos. I just started YouTube, I think. And he saw the bands, you know, he saw how I was moving. You know, I was Big Willie, of course. And he was like, bro, he said, I see how you moving, man. I see how you moving. But if you move like this is how your world is going to end up. And brother, I'm telling you, I felt offended because I was saying to myself, oh, brother, when you saying I ain't really got it. If you telling me I should move different, you telling me I'm really taking an L in life. In real talk, I was pulling up 550, but I was losing. I was lost, man. I went back to my high-rise apartment. I sit there, man, and looked at, you know, the bank account where money should have been. I looked at the women in my life that were only taken away from me. I looked at, you know, the small circle of friends I had then that wasn't giving me, you know, the fuel, that wasn't sharpening my iron, that wasn't keeping me on my square. And I said, man, I am taking an L. I said, I'm taking an L. And I did then what most people can't do. I put my ego in my back pocket. And I'm telling you, that changed everything. There's no way in the world I would be in the position I am right now. There's no way in the world I would live the life I'm living right now if I wouldn't have put my ego in check back then, right? I moved out to a 1-bedroom apartment out in the middle of nowhere. I got rid of the 550 Benz and got me, like the brother said earlier, an American sedan. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I didn't care about people saying, oh, this brother didn't fell off, man. This brother was winning. Now he didn't fell off. It was so critical. I didn't care about that then because I got a taste of what self felt like. Just by talking to that brother whose money was long. Brother's money was long, but you really couldn't tell. If you didn't know him, you didn't know his money was long. And I saw the energy this brother was living in. I said, man, I want that, man. I said, that brother don't care who's saying he got this, he ain't got that, man. I said, I want that. And brother, when I moved into that energy, everything started changing. It was a process, but everything started changing. And all the delays that I was hitting was only because of my resistance. It was due to my resistance to change, man. I was still fighting it. But man, looking back, oh my God. And that's all I want brothers to do now, man. Like, hey man, win, get the bag. Do great things, man. But never lose self. Never lose self. You lose self, it's a wrap. These women finna run through you. Your bank account finna be gone. You trying to keep up with the brother down the street? Man, I'm telling you. Most people that look like they have the money, most people, not all, don't have it, man. When I was working my last job, man, I was a sales manager, and I would go out and I would talk to these, some clients, some high profile companies, and some were companies that were owned by individuals, small companies that were worth, several millions. This is what I noticed. I noticed, man, on several occasions, I would walk in a room, man, round table, and you would see people at the room. And the man that was calling the shots, or the woman that was calling the shots, was the one that you would never thought. Most of the millionaires that I met were dressed damn near like homeless people. Damn near like homeless people, man. Jeans, basic. And at the time, I was like, why? I'm like, brother, you got millions. Like why are you driving a Ford Escort? Like, why are you doing that? Like, why ain't you? Because I was in the dark. I didn't understand it. Man. And it goes back to that quote that was in I forget this book every time I think about this quote. God dang it. Anyway, what the brother was saying, the master key, I believe. What the brother said, at some point in time, a man is going to fall in love with the power itself as opposed to what the power can do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, like a lot of brothers can get this power. Like when I first learned on how to manifest my life, I was reckless, brother. I was reckless. That's when I had the garage full of stuff. I was like, man, if I can create my own world, then let's do it. But like he said in the book, he said at some point in time, man is gonna fall in love with the power itself as opposed to what the power can do. And I'm gonna tell you the difference, man. Falling in love with the power itself is where peace is. That's where peace is. Because knowing that I have this power, just living in a world where, I don't care what I don't care who's president. I don't care. I don't care what the president says. I don't watch the news because it's not talking to me. You know what I'm saying? You can talk about all these illnesses and all this. It ain't talking to me because I've fallen in love with the power. I've fallen in love with the fact that I can create whatever I want. So instead of just spending all that energy on getting the bells and whistles in life, I have peace, brother. But I have so much peace. I don't even know what day of the week it is most of the time. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, who cares? Those things don't pertain to me. Every day is whatever day I say it is. That's peace. That's what you want. Yeah, I might go outside looking like with my $5 Old Navy shirt on. I believe that's why I got it. I have peace. You know what I'm saying? One ruffle in the economy, brother shaking in his boots, brother pawning his stuff. I know because I was there. Man. I don't know. Tay, appreciate the super chat. Tali. What advice would you give to a 20-year-old trying to find self? I feel lost with drive, but no direction. It's draining me and I don't know what to do. The thing is, you have to understand that between the age of 20 and 30, like you're still developing. Kind of like when they say when a child, I believe they say when a child is between 2 years old and 7 years old, they say that child is going through the greatest portion of their development between 2 years old and 7 years old, I believe. So you have to understand that between 20 years old and 30 years old, you're really going through that whole thing again. And see, the thing is, like this is what confuses the 20-year-old man, 18-year-old man or woman. They come out the block, they come out of high school, and you automatically think you have to move like the Matrix moves. You know what I'm saying? So when a brother's coming out the block 20 years later, he said, I'm feeling lost, I'm feeling this. It's because the world is pulling against your nature. Your world is automatically trying to put all this stress on you. Hey, you know what? You need to be looking for a wife. You need to be finding your career. You need to be buying a house and the kids, 2.5 kids. In the world is saying this is how you need to move, and it's pulling from your natural state. When really you just need to pause and say, you know what? Let me observe this world. Let me learn from this world. Let me learn from people who've done from it, and let me make my own assessment. And let me understand that I don't have to move like everybody else. Okay, everybody's going off to get a college degree. I don't have to move like that. Everybody's going to get married and have kids. I don't have to move like that. Everybody is talking about red pill and hate women, or a girl get the bag and hate men. You don't have to move like that. Again, that's falling back, and all you're doing is accepting somebody else's drug, man. So at 20 years old, how to find self? Just pause. You're 20 years old, brother. Be aware, but just be aware also that you don't have to be making no major moves. Pause, and as you're growing, as you're moving toward things that excite you, your passions, you know what I'm saying? Just understand that you can do your own thing, because that's where peace is. That's all you want to do. All a man wants to do is wake up every morning and give thanks to his creator and expand. That's all a man wants to do, man. That's all our nature says. So just know that you don't have to move like everybody else. Go into the silence. Whatever thing you're doing right now, whether you're hanging with your boys on the block, smoking kill, it's 420. I know some of y'all probably blaze right now. Whether you're going out drinking, whether you're on the hub, identify that thing that's keeping you from that peace. You know what I'm saying? Identify that thing, separate yourself from that thing. And I'm telling you, man, that natural self will just start to finding itself. You start finding itself. But you have to know that you don't have to move like everybody else moves. You don't have to do it, man. And that's the hardest thing at 20. I remember when I was 20, man. And I mentioned my boy. Hold on one second. I mentioned my boy Lane a while ago. Where's that, brother? Yeah, I mentioned my boy. My boy Lane a while ago. Oh, let me see super chat right quick. I feel like we fall in love. What did you say? DeAndre Brown, appreciate the super chat. I feel like we fall in love with the power because we fell in love with the grind. Salute to you, soul. Amen to that, brother. But yeah, going back to my boy Lane. So you think you have to move like everybody else. I remember when I was 20 years old, 19, 20 years old, my boy Lane was in the military, right? And I remember he came to my apartment, man. I had an apartment, man. And my boy, he was home on, from a tour. And see, all I had known at that point in time, I'd never really been outside the city. All I had known was, hey, find you a nice girl, get you a nice job in the oil and gas industry, get you a nice job at a plant, and live the next 60 years of your life, live the next 60 years of your life, just being merry and happy. And that's life. That's the way I was moving. That's where I was going. That's where everybody I knew was going. My boy Lane came to me one day at the apartment, man. And he was like, bro, he said, man, you gotta think about going to the military. And I was like what? Like, don't like everybody I know talks bad about the military, so that's what I do too. He was like, nah, bro, it ain't like that, man. He was like, I done been to Japan, and this is how we move, and on a daily basis, this is what we doing, and da. And I was like, it just opened up a whole new world to me, man. Opened up a whole new world. And that decision alone changed my life forever. Because if not, I probably would have been still in Longview, Texas, flipping a pipe or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So be open to new things. That's where people miss the bus, man. We get so used to one thing, one type of music, one type of museum, one type of movies, one type of club. And it keeps us in a shell. It keeps us from expanding, man. We got to think outside the box, because what we don't understand we're doing, we're leaving life on the table. We're not just leaving money on the table. We're leaving life on the table. Man, I spent 3 years living 3 or 4 years, living in Georgia. Some of the best times of my life. Kentucky, Oklahoma. Some of the best times of my life, man. And if it wasn't just me making decisions to say, you know what, let me step outside the box of what I've been learning the first 18 years of my life. So, brother, at 20 years old, just be open to life, man. Open to whatever. Don't do what everybody else is doing. I don't want to stay on that too long. But yeah, in a nutshell, I'm not gonna drag this thing along. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, the brother Devin Norman. Super chat. I appreciate it, brother. 28 years old, doctorate, doing well with savings. Should I be pressed to settle? I've got a good girl, but not ready to settle down. I've been in school my whole life. Now, this right here, man. This is a funny area. This is a very funny area. Because, appreciate that super chat, brother. What we do when it comes to women and relationships, this is what we say. We say, brothers. When you're 20 years old, stay to yourself. Don't get married, kind of keep it easy and develop yourself as a man. And when you get around 28, 35, whatever, then find you a woman. So we say that, right? On the other side, we say, when women hit a certain age, man, they've lost some value. So it's almost like the message we're telling brothers is contradicting itself. It's contradicting itself. So what I would say to you, brother, if you're what was that? 28 years old. So you're still a young brother. But the thing is, you surpassed that age where a lot of the women you're going to encounter now, they've kind of gone through that whole phase. That's kind of gone through that. If they're going to have a wild stage, they've gone through it. So I'm not sure how long you've had your girl, but this is my thing. This is my thing right here. My thing is, as a man that finds self, this man is going to always be evolving. Now, the problem with that is if you get the wrong woman, it's going to quickly go the wrong way because you're going somewhere else. And this woman is growing somewhere else, right? So my thing is this. If you're going to get with the woman, whether it's at 28, whether it's at 18, whether it's at 48, whether it's at 98, you're going to have to get with the woman that understands her feminine role. And let me be clear on what I mean, because I'm not saying that a woman should be subservient and bad. What I'm saying is you got to get with a woman that's attaching to you. A woman that's saying, you know what? I don't know how you move. I don't know what your plans are, but I like how you move. I can tell you're tied to the source. So whatever way you go, I'm there too. I don't care if you're a Christian and you convert to Islam, you go to Buddhism. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm right there too. My thing is this. I can't be with a woman that's not attached to me like that because I'm steadily evolving. So if a woman is planning her anchor in life and she's not attached to me, she's attached to herself. But it's just a matter of days, weeks, months, or years before I'm going somewhere else. So I will say that for any man, if you're going to find the right woman, it really doesn't matter if you're in your 20s, if you're young or older. It has to be a woman that's on the program. It has to be a woman that understands your masculinity and my feminine energy are one, and they complement each other. And I know once they come together, they move a certain way. But a woman, as a man, I'm putting all my energy and trust in you. If a woman is not putting all her energy and trust in a man, she don't need to be with him. She don't need to be with him. Nor does a man need to accept a woman that hasn't done it. Because if he does, this is what happens, and this is what happens all the time. Men who do that, they get with women that hold them back. I know certain men, man, that try to move a certain way, try to do a certain thing, try to relocate for better opportunities, and they can't because their wife is saying no. And if you do that, then hey, I'm just going to divorce you and do what I got to do. And it's like, well, dang, man. So really, if you marry a woman that's not on that program, it's really crippling you as a man. It's crippling you as a man. So yeah, brother. What was that? Let me one second. The brother said, 28, doctor, doing well. You winning. Should I be pressed to settle down? Got a good girl. We're not ready to settle down. At the same time, I forgot about that last part. You said you're not ready to settle down. That says a lot. That says a lot about how you feeling, brother. If you're not ready to settle down, and I tell brothers this all the time. When brothers call me and say, hey, man, I found a good one and I want to get married. I say, well, brother, that's good. I said, but make sure you're 100%. Like if you're 99% and you're like, you know what, I'm kind of concerned about this little thing right here. Don't do it, brother. If there's 1% of doubt, don't do it. Don't do it. You know, at the same time, make sure you communicate that to sister, man. Don't be stringing sisters along. Like if you feel a certain way, just let her know, man. But if you feel like a doubt, don't do it because there's something in you. There's something, so some intuition is kicking in, telling you, hey, I need to hold back a little bit, man. So I would just keep moving like you moving. Communicate with your girl, let her know that, hey, I think you're solid, but I'm not trying to move like that. And if you lose her, you got to be willing to take that loss. So that's how I would move, bro. But again, it doesn't go back to, 28, 18, 98. It doesn't matter. Alex, I appreciate the super chat, brother. I really do, man. We say Jay System says, I'm giving silence more time. You do become more self-aware. You have absolutely no choice. That's why people can't do it. Man. Sometimes I'll go in my little back room and I'll sit there, no TV, no nothing. And man, I'm hearing all kinds of stuff. Not just pros. I'm hearing cons. I'm hearing stuff about myself. Like, dang, man, like you need to move different. You need to stop doing this, or you need to, hey, spend a little bit more time with your son, or hey, just little things. I'm hearing self, but that's what I want to do because I want to get better. So when I hear that little voice, I want to hear it, good or bad. I want to hear it, man, because I want to get better. So J Systems, you dead on, brother. Uh-oh. Captured by Cardo. I appreciate the super chat, man. I really do. 24. I live with mother of my child and her mom, but realize I need to separate from her. At the same time, it feels like I would be bailing on my son. Brother, this is a very sensitive topic for me, man. Because you gotta understand, when me and my wife got divorced, my son was 2 years old, man. My son was 2 years old. And the thing going in my back of my mind, I was like, you know what, man, my marriage, like it's a wrap. Like it's done. Like we don't love each other. And the thing that kept me there for a little bit was I was like, man, well, my son, I need to be there for my son. But what I had to do, man, I had to say, am I willing to let my son see me go through a certain type relationship for the next 16 years just to say, hey, I was there? And some people do it. And the thing is, the people that do it, I commend them, brother. I commend people that do that, man, because that may be actually the right thing. It's like, you know what? If I married a woman and we procreated and had a child, then I need to have the balls enough to say, you know what, good, bad, or ugly, let me stay in this situation. This is when I said, you know what, me and my wife decided to go separate ways. When I felt like I no longer wanted to live anymore, I said, yeah, man, it's time for me to leave because now I serve no purpose. But when I went my own way, what I had to say was, I got to get my life in order. So when the time comes and my son comes saying, hey, dad, I want to come live with you, I got to have my ducks in a row. I got to have my life in order. And in between time, brothers, I never let it get a point in time where my son felt like I wasn't there. But even when I was living in Dallas and my son was living in Houston, even when I was living in Shreveport, my son was living in Baytown, Beaumont, right? Brother, every weekend, I'm driving 4 hours. I'm watching football games. I mean, he knew I wasn't there on a daily basis, but he wouldn't know the difference because I was always there. Every event, I was there. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would handle it, brother. I can't tell you how to move, and I'm not going to ever say you need to leave, you need to stay. But I just want to give you my example how I had to move. If you do jump ship, man, make sure your son doesn't your son doesn't suffer, man. Like, make sure he knows you're still there. Hit those events, man. Hit all that stuff. Call him, text him, do what you can. And when the time comes, and he said, Dad, you know what? I'm 12 now. I'm 11. I'm 13. I want to come live with you. Have your ducks in a row, man. Have your ducks in a row. But if you want to sit there and muscle that thing out, maybe you and the mother of your child can try to make it work, man. Y'all can try to get on the same page. Try counseling. Try all this stuff. That's how I would move, brother. But hands down, your son would benefit more if you're there. Hands down. So yeah, that's how I would move, brother. Appreciate that super chat, man. what should I do if I feel what should I do if I feel stuck at 32? Danielle W. Same thing. Find out what's keeping you stuck. Like it's easy. It's easy. Whenever you feel not even feeling stuck in life, whenever you feel like life is good, life is on point, and you feel your vibration going down, like, oh man, like I'm tired all the time. I don't want to do this. I'm not motivated to work like normal. You got to pause and say, you know what? What am I doing different? All you got to do is identify what you're doing different, and you'll solve that problem. You got to kill the source. You got to kill the source. Yep. But yeah, we're going to hour 25. I ain't gonna keep it long. I appreciate everybody tuning in. It comes down to finding self. It comes down to simply identifying the fact that life as a whole is a drug. And the thing is, this is what people do. People say, this is how people feel. People feel like that if they drive down the road and they see the man or woman that's strung out on crack, if they see the man living in an alley, they say, you know what? Holier than thou that I am. Like I don't have those problems. Every single person in some way, shape, form, or fashion is just like that person living in the alley. If you see that person on crack and you go home and you get on the hub for 5 hours, you're a crackhead. If you go to your church every Sunday, every Wednesday, you've been trying to get to a certain point in life, and you've been going to this church for 20 years and you haven't gained anything. If you've been going to this church, y'all ladies, because this is what y'all do. If you've been going to listen to pastor tell you to fall in love with Jesus and you really want a husband, but your pastor's not saying, if you want a husband, this is how you need to move. If your pastor is not saying you want a wife, this is how you need to move. You want to increase your finances? Let me tell you who you are. Let me show you how to create the world you want to do. If they're not doing that, and if all they're doing is passing a collection plate and shucking and jiving and dancing on pews, you're a drug addict. You're simply a drug addict. So everybody just has to identify their kryptonite. Everybody has to find self, man, because this world as a whole, it's pretty much gone to, it's pretty much shot, man. That's why I asked the question: has the ship sailed? And what is it that's keeping everybody asleep? Those are my questions. And I appreciate y'all attending, man. I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate y'all attending. It's your boy Soul Immortal, and I'm out.